Hello everyone, welcome here. Today, we are going to play some Warframe. Played a little bit yesterday, and then after stream I played a little bit more. I went ahead and bought Garuda and Korra Prime, so they're being constructed. Got a few more days on those before they're actually available and ready to use, but at least unless I want to spend platinum on them, which I do not. So that just means we'll have to muddle along with what we've got until then. Also, I have no idea what Prime mods are available that I don't have. I'm sure there's lots of very valuable ones. We'll just have to figure that out as we go, I guess. For now, though.
Now, just in case some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your hearts.
Shut up, Nora. Nobody cares about you. We might as well work on Nightwave. So, kill Eximus, do missions. And then the dailies should, if I'm correct on my time, wrap over in like 30 minutes? Or an hour? I think it's an hour. Anyway. I think that's when daily reset is. It's an hour. So, we need to do missions. Any missions, doesn't really matter. And I might as well do Steel Path. Do I want to use... Yeah. Okay, so there's mirrored defense on Mars. I haven't done yet. There's some kind of thing at this relay that I have no idea what that is. Let's see, where else did I have a... not completed. Okay, Deimos isn't showing up as completed, but it is apparently actually completed. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do this mirrored defense. Let's do the non-steel path version for now. Oh, wait, yeah, okay, I see. That's interesting. I did the non-steel path version already. It's like, I thought I played that mission a little bit. Yeah, I did the non-steel path version. What do I actually want to use for a defense mission on Steel Path? Because I'm going to want something a little stronger and a little better for defense. I probably don't... Like, Korra would be the one I'd reach for instinctively. But I don't think I want to use Korra because obviously my Korra build's kind of horrible right now and I don't want to Forma this one. Or at least any more Formas into it. Because I'd have to sink Formas into the, what do I call it? Mag could be interesting. Don't I have something beyond the default? Yeah, I do. I say the default, but this is not actually the default in anything. These are... This is my default color scheme that every A slot on every Warframe and weapon has in it. It's 2 blacks, a kind of brownish color, the gold color, and then gold blue for emissive and energy. Apparently this is what I was running. Yeah, that kind of hideous. Mara Detron. Okay. And then Nikona Prime. No primary.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
Okay. Because, yeah, I think this build was just magnetize something and then shoot a lot and everything dies. I don't know if there's anything more to it or not. I should probably play a couple of test missions first, though. So let's go to Hydron. I don't think I want to do the Nightmare. We'll just do standard. We'll do a Hydron so I can find out how horrible this build is nowadays. Yeah.
Reinforcements are inbound. Hold the line.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what that does now. I think. Alright. Jade Light Xmas is definitely new. I'm not sure what they do. Also, I don't think this weapon is all that amazing right now. I would definitely be surprised if my builds were so good. It does seem to be shredding things well enough, but... Ribbon Sliver? So obviously, to make the Warframes I've started, I needed some Argon crystals. because
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
somebody thought it was a good idea to make ribbon slivers, argon crystals decay a long time ago, and that's just the way it is. Anyway,
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
so I had to get out my old looter build, which apparently what I was using for a looter build was a whatever the hell his name is. The sentient Warframe, whatever the hell his name is. Oh, that's kind of cool. Got it stuck up in the air. That wasn't terribly great as far as such things go, but anyway, his 4 does some AoE explosion and some other bullshit. Which I had built for maximum range. I don't think it even does that much damage, at least not the way I had it built. But I also gave him Mags 1. Also, of course, obviously, with building for range, that has quite long range. And then I also gave it... what do you call it? Okay. Okay, that's dead. Anyway. So what you do is you pop the 4 and that would destroy everything in the area. With some relatively weak damage. So it'd pop all the crates, basically. It didn't actually do that much damage. And then... you would use Mags 1 to suck everything in. I remember you used to be able to do something silly with Supra and Mag's Bubble. I wonder if that still works. Hello, survey. There we go.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose
Yeah,
to
let's
leave
extract.
now or continue
And
fighting?
so we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
Okay. Arcane.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now. By popping 3, you give more, the little shards that your 2 picks up and zoops around to kill shit. And then 4, of course, just does damage to enemies. Some amount of damage to enemies. It can kill a lot of weak shit, but it doesn't really kill that much. 3 plus 2 is the big one. And you can also zoop some enemies up with pull a little bit to help get them into the tomb better. Okay, magnetize that, yeah. Okay. Then, of course, I'm going for high duration and range here. Well, actually, no. The prime continuity is to offset the duration loss from transient fortitude, probably. Oh, and also fleeting expertise. Okay, that explains it. Yeah. High range, high efficiency, mediocre strength, mediocre duration. Okay. I did some disruption last night after stream using, well, this exact disruption build, which was pretty cool.
Sorry! Artists will play with the
I
volume
killed nearly all of the Demolists, or whatever the hell they're called again. Because the other people on the team apparently weren't quite as specialized of a build as I was. But anyway. Let's see. Nova. Null stars. Okay. Enemies hit by null stars are primed, and primed enemies, when killed, primed enemies will restore a null star charge and have a 100% chance of restoring 2. Okay. Starting to remember how this build works now. Become invulnerable for 3 seconds, remove all status effects on roll. Okay. You lose 30% ability strength, squad mates gain 30% ability strength. Yeah. Strength goes down as much as this. I don't know if this still works. Surely it does. Primes all enemies in an expanding radius of volatile antimatter. Enemies slow or speed 20%. Press the ability to slow down enemy, hold the ability to speed them up. Oh. Did they completely change the way Nova works? Because it used to be, I think, that just slowed. And you wanted to build negative strength to make them fast, which is why this build has 10% negative strength. But apparently that doesn't work anymore. And apparently you just want to build strength in all cases. Interesting. So my Slova build is definitely... Okay, is that a 75%? Is that a cap? Because yeah, it used to be that when you went below 100% strength, the enemy went faster instead of slower. Which might have been a little bit. Okay. The wormhole can be kind of cool. It used to be good for speedruns and stuff, but I don't really care. Okay. Oh yeah, and the antimatter drop, you shoot the shit out of it and then it blows up and causes tons of damage. Then of course an all-stars with molecular fission can do funny things. So this has reduced range. I have a crap stretch in this because I didn't have enough capacity. I didn't waste Warframe on this build. Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to put an Umbroformer or two onto this if I actually wanted it to work that way. But yeah. This build is probably absolute garbo now. That's kind of unfortunate, but well, I guess it means I have to build a new Spiva. Let's see. Let's swap to the miscellaneous. So let's take a look at Harrow. Obviously I don't have... I'm sure there's a Harrow Prime out there that I don't have. So what do I got going here? Oh yeah, this is the... Okay. How did this used to work? Obviously you'd pop Covenant. Like you'd pop Condemned to get a ton of shields. And then you'd use Penance. To... I think it'd get stronger Penance. How did that work again? And then Thurible, of course, would work into that as well, because at the end of the day, you were trying to pop Covenant to get massive headshot multipliers that then Thurible fed into. And then that feeds into Lasting Covenant. And basically you would trigger all this shit and get just a headshot monster. I'm gonna assume that probably still works, but... And then yeah, I have my Kuva Nucor, which obviously I used for, what do you call it? Because it chained enemies and did a ton of damage. wonder if they've changed Nidus. Steals energy, yeah. Infestation mutates, multiplying its destructive force. Basically, you grab a whole bunch of enemies with your 2, hit them over and over again with your 1. And then you can link something. Let's see. I don't remember if the 4 fed into that at all or not. What kind of build do I have here? No augments. Okay. That doesn't seem that useful. Nidus gains additional 300 max stacks of mutation. Undying has a 30-second cooldown. Okay. Killed at least 15 stacks of mutation, 15 stacks are consumed. This grants 5 seconds of invulnerability and restores health 50%. Yeah. Okay. Hitting 4 enemies with virulence grants 200% primary weapon critical chance. That seems very niche. If it was just general critical chance, that might be interesting, but I don't think it is. I'm not terribly interested in doing a primary weapon build of any kind. Okay. This one could be interesting. Nidus is a chance for additional mutation stacks while in the infestation. That would get you stacks quickly. Particularly if you popped your 2 in the middle of your 4 and then... Okay. Crazy Umbral Nidus. I don't even remember what this was good for. It has high strength. Actually, it's straight up stat-wise better than the other one. What am I giving up instead? I still have adaptation. I still have... I'm giving up rage. Okay. Because rage makes sure that you have energy forever and ever, amen. Yeah. Okay. And then this one's just max range, so you could really suck stuff in with your 2. I don't think I want to mess with Nidus either until I have a Nidus Prime. Nidus was one of my favorite Warframes once upon a time, though. Definitely not my favorite, but one of my favorites. Alright, let's grab the miscellaneous build and let's look at what frames don't have a dedicated slot. Baruch is boring as hell. I never liked him. Ember is also boring, I never liked them. Equinox is a kind of pain in the ass. Hildren... Bleh. Hydroid's not that interesting. Lavos... I don't remember anything about. Apparently I did get one from somewhere at some point. I don't remember anything about him at all. Nezha can be interesting, but I have a 0 format Nezha Prime, so I'm not too concerned about that. Nyx. I don't even remember what Nyx does. Octavia's cool. Wait, I don't have an Octavia? Zephyr can be interesting for certain things. Namely, open world shit used to be pretty good at Zephyr. Protea, I never really liked. Let's see. Octavia is one where you just spam out your abilities constantly and that's it. Let's see, do I have any? Yeah. Resonator. Reactivate the ability to command your resonator to move at your aim point, to your aim point. That's a good way to make your resonator stay in one place instead of just wandering around wherever it feels like going. And otherwise, this is just high duration, well, actually not high strength, really. Okay. Duration and range. She cuts in on strength. Okay. Not sure if this build's any good anymore or not. I don't have any other builds on her though. Surely I have an actual... Like, I don't remember having this many loadout slots, so there's definitely got some loadout slots from somewhere. Otherwise, I surely would have had a slot. I wonder if Gauss has changed in any way that is going to matter. Okay, we got high duration, relatively high efficiency, range and strength have not been modified much. Okay. I don't think this build... Yeah, I need to test this. Because I don't remember how this build's supposed to work. It's all about speed and shit like that, but... And then I'm using the Shido, which is pretty cool. Why is it showing a kick gun ribbon? This isn't a kick gun. Whatever. And Nikon Prime, just because it seemed useful. Get more range from status effects. More combo duration, more status chance, more range. It's building into viral, it looks like. Yeah, let's go try Gauss. Don't want to try it on a defense though. So let's go... Wish I knew what that Void Raider mission type was. I don't want to go find out right now though. Let's go do a capture. So if I remember correctly,
These are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
yep.
Our target is in the vicinity. Find them. Target located. Bring them in.
Back here, you.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
You run into walls a lot. Welcome to playing Gauss.
Very good.
I don't remember that arm cannon having that knockback effect on it, where it knocks you down if you shoot too close to yourself. Because I remember that being very much, with this build anyway, being very much just to kind of indiscriminately lay down fire everywhere. So it either was changed at some point, or my memory is faulty. Either of which is perfectly plausible. Okay. Who else haven't I used in eons and would like to try out again? I think that's most. I haven't used the Looter Necros yet. Atlas. My build for Atlas is probably dog shit at this point. Yeah. Landslide
Excellent
Fists
compliments,
Prime.
operator. Please
Definitely
return covered
not
in
built.
blood. Safe and sound.
I don't know if this guy actually used a stat stick or if he just, he probably did use a stat stick. So, he's got corrosive projection on right now, which, yeah, we could do better than that. Corrosive projection's no longer the amazingness that it used to be. Let's see. Do I have anything? On status effect with weapons, squad increases personal ability strength by 25% for 6 seconds. That seems useful. Is there anything else? That is the right polarity to go in there without creating problems. Steel charge, I guess. And power donation, but I don't want power donation. Okay, let's get that out of there. And then
Ordis has been counting stars, operator.
we can
All
swap
accounted for.
adaptation and vitality. And then we can slot in Umbral vitality. And actually, okay. There's nothing like primed vitality or anything like that. At least not that I have. There probably is a primed vitality. Let me look. Maybe not. Doesn't look like it. Okay. That's somewhat surprising. So I guess Umbra Vitality is just it. I don't have an Intensify in here, do I? Yes, I do. Okay. Is there anything I can slot into there instead? To free that up? Because this would give a good amount more strength than Intensify would. It's like, I don't think I can slot that in because it would cost too much overall, yeah. But if... Yeah, the polarity on that's wrong. And I don't have anything else with that polarity that would slot in well there. So I actually want to do that, I'd have to form of this. To change this to something else. And I don't want to waste a former right now. In any case, this build is not worse than it was, so... I don't know if I actually want to use Atlas. I never really liked Atlas, which is why he doesn't have a dedicated build. I'd have to build these fists out, which means I'd have to form of them too, probably. Blech. Alright. So what do I actually want to use? There's a bunch of new frames. I should figure out where some of them are and figure out how to farm them and go get them. Okay, there's a bunch of new frames. A bunch of new frames. A whole bunch of new frames. So who would be a good option to start with? Well, who would be a good option to start with? Would be to grab a frame I actually know I like. And go do some questing. I do like the Cronin Prime quite a lot. Are there any improvements I can make to this? I really strongly doubt it with the way it's set up. This is a viral build with a good bit of speed. I wonder if there's a Prime to Northwind available. If I wanted to make any changes to this, I'd have to acquire more. I'd have to put more forma into it. Or would I? I could lose 5% crit damage for more heavy attack wind-up speed. I don't think that matters, though. I don't think I care about... What's this mean by viral speed? It's not building for max speed. We got Berserk Fury, which is quite a bit of speed. We also have... We could put normal Fury on it, too. Unless we couldn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because Berserk Fury is more than you'd ever want. There's no need for Condition Overload, because this isn't really inflicting much. Buzzkill. Okay, the viral slash build swaps out Berserk Fury for Buzzkill. So more damage, less speed. And then this one is building Condition Overload for some reason. With heat. What do you mean pure slash? This isn't doing slash at all. I'm guessing Buzzkill is supposed to go there, but I'm not sure why it's not. That's the only thing that would really make sense with this setup. And then I would assume you would Molten Impact probably isn't supposed to even be in there. And it's probably supposed to be... I wonder if Primed Buzzkill is a thing. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Like you could put Buzzkill there, and then put Primed Pressure Point here. Drop the heat damage. Add just straight damage. I'm not sure if that's actually a good idea. We are doing some statusy stuff here, which I think this is supposed to just pile on slash status effects. This is more than double the peer slash damage, but everything else is worse. I don't remember what slash procs do anymore. Oh, causes bleed, that's right. Okay. And then viral increases damage to health. Viral slash I remember worked really well. Pretty sure anyway. Impact always used to be absolute garbage. Don't know if it still is or not. But slash was always king when it came to doing damage. Slash and then the elementals, like viral. Corrosive did something. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna run with this build. You are set up for corrosive and radiation, it looks
Navigation has been
like.
updated with new invasions. Chaos is spreading.
Amalgam barrel diffusion is a bit weird. Okay, what do we got? Primed heated charge. Hornet strike. Pistol pestilence, which is pretty decent. Give that extra status chance. Jolt for even more status chance. Okay, so this build is all about getting status on enemies. With some crit damage and crit chance, of course, because those are good. Fire rate and multi-shot. More multi-shot. Yeah, we could drop 10% multi-shot and get more dodge speed, but I don't think that matters. And eject magazine. Okay. So I believe the reason why eject magazine is here is because this is intended to be a melee build, and when you are absolutely murdering something with your melee weapon, occasionally you can pull your pistol out and just give it a bunch of status effects to let it know what you think of it. And then you don't have to reload, you just keep swinging your melee weapon and it should reload by itself. And then of course, Naramon. I believe this is the one that gives you, yeah, the melee decay changes. Okay. Okay. Let's go do murder.
It's that time again, dreamers.
Kill Xmas, complete missions.
That's all
Okay,
we
what should we
have
do?
time for.
Let's do some good old, not captures, exterminate is good.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them with quick deaths. Die with your victory.
Better than to walk into an Oregon tower unprepared. Let's clean up their mess.
Boy. Wait, what am I doing? I forgot. This Inaros has Valkyr's Warcry on it.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
Yeah, get blundered. Oh, you just need good builds. Like this, apparently still a good build. Look at that shit. Okay. You need a little bit of more of a dose.
Another successful mission. Find extraction.
Like occasionally I'll shoot a tougher enemy. Like that enemy wasn't particularly tough, but occasionally I'll shoot a tougher enemy to give them a little bit more status effect to help them die faster.
So you conquer yourself.
But this is killing stuff quite effectively. I'm still quite happy with my Cronin Prime build. Yeah, let's run a few more exterminates.
Their rage is vehement, their focus impressive. Give them all warriors down.
Yeah, get wrecked. Where did...
Neural sentry has turned these soldiers into mindless attack drones. You need to take them out.
That wasn't ideal. Well, if you want to see a good build, Seala, I can definitely tell you how exactly to duplicate this one. So my theory on why it works might be outdated or something. I don't know. But I can tell you why I thought it worked back then.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
The arcanes are not important to this build. Like, I'm pretty sure this melee weapon has no arcanes. The pistol has no arcanes. None of that shit existed back when I played. Warframes had arcanes, but they were like kick gun arcanes, Zaw arcanes.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Damn it, I lost my war cry.
And so we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
My Inaros isn't even at max rank. Of course, I am MR 30, so it doesn't really matter that my Inaros is not ranked max rank. It still has full build. That is definitely the best part of being MR 30, is that you don't have to lose your shit. Oh, whoops, I should have chose the endo. Oh well. It doesn't matter. Alright. Because yeah, this thing is just a status monster. It doesn't... This pistol is not particularly strong feeling if you're just shooting an enemy by itself. But it can be pretty good to assist with killing it with something more important. The real benefits here are the Inaros, which this Inaros is just built to be insanely tanky, and that is it. It's got some melee strength, and that's about all it's got going for it. Otherwise, everything is armor, 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 health, 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 plus an adaptation. Duration, efficiency, range, all that's 100%. It does have Valkyr's third ability added via the helmet. Hence the name of the config. Because of this, you pop your 3, aka Valkyr's 3, and you get a ton more armor and like 50% more attack speed.
Knock, knock.
Plus with Eternal War,
Knocking all the way
every time you kill something, you get 2 more seconds of
I
duration,
don't think you should
which
answer
means that as long as you're in the thick of it, your duration lasts basically forever. But anyway. So this is just a giant tank designed to make melee weapon go fast. So the real juice that's getting kills is here in the Cronin Prime. And there's really nothing special here either. I had to get down to it. Melee damage, range, critical chance, status chance per combo. Yeah, critical chance and status chance per combo. These are kind of big ones, actually. I wonder if there's primed versions of these. Cold. I don't think I have a better version of Northwind or anything, do I? No, I have worse versions. And yeah, cold plus toxin to get viral. Because viral does a lot of damage. And then Berserk Fury, which gives you more attack speed per kill for 10 seconds. So you get 1 kill and all of a sudden you're faster. You get 2 kills and you go even faster. And then critical damage to go with the critical chance. Yeah. So this is all focused on getting tons of viral and a few slash procs on enemies. This version forgoes some speed for more slash procs, which might actually be more stronger, particularly with this where we're ready fast. Let's try it out.
Bottom.
Sometimes it's not terribly obvious how to get a good build going. Yeah, we're definitely a little slower.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Okay, so that was an Eximus, which I noticed. So I decided, okay, that knockdown's really annoying. I decided to soften it up a little bit with my weapon first, my pistol, and that worked extremely well. I think as long as I make sure my Valkyr Warcry stays up, the speed's pretty okay. If it goes down though, this build feels really bad.
Broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
And against stronger enemies, it definitely feels way better if you shoot them with the pistol first. Yeah.
What you have learned here will serve you well.
Get a nice steady stream of new relics. Burstin Prime. And I don't really recognize basically any of the rest of those things. What is my Valkyr build like? I remember Valkyr's pretty cool. She's got like claws or some shit, doesn't she? Where is my Valkyr? Here. I do have a Valkyr Prime that has three formas.
Ready
Okay.
for action.
Ripline, which just lets you pull stuff in or pull into stuff. Okay. Warcry, of course, which is very good. It's Valkyr's 2. It buffs everybody up. Paralysis. Okay. Makes everything more vulnerable to melee damage. Radius is really small with the way this build's set up, though. And Hysteria, which gives you the Claws. Immune to status effects. Armor is boosted from... Armor bonus from Warcry is multiplied. You have Life Steal. Yeah, this ability right here is the main reason to use Valkyr. These two. Or 2 and or 4. Looks like I built entirely into strength with some efficiency and duration. Okay. This has the Eternal War, which I would expect. Are there any other augments I have for Valkyr? Yes. Swing Line, which lets you rip line from place to place quickly. This Hysterical Assault looks interesting. Can you use more than one? Yes, you can. Okay. So that slightly lowers our strength. Valkyr Prime Talons, I don't... Oh, they did exist back then. Okay. Well, I do actually have a build here. Okay. So this doesn't have any problems with a stat stick or anything. That's good to know. Okay. I'm not sure what that is. So this is... Yeah, it looks like range is totally dumped on Valkyr. So I wonder... Attack with Valkyr's Talons to leap onto targeted enemies up to 50 meters away. Gain plus 50% parkour velocity and 50% sprint speed for 5 seconds. Let's try it once with Power Drift, and then once we'll swap in the Hysterical Assault and see what that's like. For weapon, let's not use Cronin Prime. Let's take Broken War. Broken War is a pretty decent sword. Naramon CO. Condition Overload. There we go. That's what CO's for. Okay. Condition Overload's pretty good. And this is... Okay, yeah, this is the... Yeah. We have critical chance stacking with combo multiplier, which is why this is the Naramon build. Because if you use this without Naramon, it's going to kind of suck. Or at least be painful. And this is the Naramon normal build, which gives up probably status chance in favor of critical, if I had to guess. Yeah, we got Blood Rush. Critical damage, and then viral. No status effects. Okay, let's take the Naramon normal. And we'll take the Kubabrak because I like it. Alright. Crazy Cat Lady, let's go. We want to pop our 2, and then pop our 4, and then murder everything.
There is a sanctuary target here, Hunter. I sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner. Don't let it escape.
Yeah. Valkyr's still good at murder.
As long long as the enemy is here, this tower is useless to us.
I don't think the range is all that great on this. That's fine. I don't remember that meter in the bottom corner being there before. So that's probably something related to an rework at some point. It is nice that argon crystals automatically mark nowadays, because it used to be if you found an argon crystal, you'd want to stop and mark it so that other people could find it, unless you were a dick.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Ooh, a heavy unit, you say? Yeah, this thing murders Exilus without any kind of... This build's good now. It was good before, it's probably better now. I'm assuming something changed at some point. Better, it was just this good before and I didn't use it for some reason. That's always possible too.
Well done.
Yeah.
Now get to extraction.
Murder is definitely a thing that is happening here. We have up to 90 seconds of war cry.
A valuable lesson.
Well, if I needed argon crystals, we would have got him that mission. That really means that I should probably farm out some Warframes so I can start making them using those argon crystals. Which means I should probably look up what Warframes I could easily farm and go do that. Okay, I did want to try swapping that augment in and see what it did. Like, that augment definitely existed. We'll put it in place of power drift. That augment definitely existed back in the day, because it's not new. I'm just not sure why I wasn't using it, whether it wasn't good compared to what I had.
Your enemies have grown fierce. Use all that you have.
Or if it just wasn't needed. It could very well have been just wasn't needed.
The Grenier should have known better than to walk into an Orphan tower unprepared. Let's clean up their mess.
What the hell happened to my war cry? I must have ran into... is that what that augment is doing? Yeah, that is. Okay, that's cool. If you're in the air, right-click on somebody and then nail them. You can leap onto them from a distance.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh no, a heavy unit, you say? What will I ever do? Yeah, okay. I like that. That augment's good. Alright, where are they at?
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Okay. I'm not sure if I would say this build is improved, but it's definitely not worsened.
You are a blade.
And I do kind of like the zoop behavior you can get out of it.
The lesson ends.
We give up a little bit of strength. All right, let's go look at this a little bit more.
As ready as you will ever be.
Okay. We were using damn it, what is it called again? Yeah, here we go. Power drift. For 15% more more ability strength. That might give us a little bit more attack speed. Yeah, that would give us 100% attack speed. So we're losing like 8% attack speed. 8% armor, not even quite, 7.5%. And then, okay. And if you're killing shit with melee, then you're basically invulnerable. Okay. Or at least you can't die immediately. Which is good because this build actually does not have that much in the way of tankiness. This is very much a
Operator, did you hear that? It said
okay.
cosmic background radiation is a
I don't know.
riot.
I don't think steel charge is as good as it seems because 60% melee damage sounds like a lot, but I'm pretty sure there was something weird with how it scaled that made it trash. But I'm not actually sure about that. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah. We'll just leave corrosive projection on. I'm pretty sure this build was made back when corrosive projection was basically required. I mean, it never was really required, but for high levels, you always wanted it. Okay.
Welcome.
Kill 150 enemies with cold damage. That kind of sounds like ass. I don't think I have anything with cold damage. Viral? Got viral out the ass. Cold damage, not so much. I could remove... Oh wait, this is... Valkyria is corrosive, actually. Maybe I should change that. I would have to reform this to slot in a north wind instead of... Because corrosive removes target armor. That's probably fine, I guess. The corrosive was always pretty good. But I'm not sure if viral and slow would be better with slash or not. Oh well. Gee, can I fit in sacrificial steel? I can. That's a pretty large upgrade, actually. Okay. I wouldn't be able to get rid of prime pressure point for sacrificial pressure, though. Which is probably what I'd really like to do in order to enhance sacrificial steel even more. But sacrificial steel is way better than true steel, so it doesn't matter. Or at least a little better. Give us a bit more crit. I don't really know if I need Berserker Fury on this because we do have the speed upgrades. We almost have too much speed as it is. So if I could possibly stack in Blood Rush instead of Berserker Fury. I don't have the capacity for it though. So Sacrificial Steel is a whole 100% higher than True Steel. Blood Rush would give up to our maximum combat multiplier, which I'm not sure what that actually is. It'd probably be a lot more critical chance, though. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we could get red crits with this. Now I almost want to form this differently. Yeah. I've got 3 formas on Valkyrie herself and 1 on the Prime Talons. Not sure if Corrosive is better here than Viral or not. But I'd really like to put in an Umbral Forma. Maybe. I don't think I need Drifting Contact. And I could probably replace Drifting Contact with, like this is 40% status chance. I don't think I need that. I could probably be a lot better off if I put in Blood Rush instead. But that definitely wouldn't work because it would need another Forma. 100%, no question. Drops for Warframe? Yes, it does actually have drops enabled automatically. I didn't do a thing for that. I noticed that yesterday after stream when it informed me I had gotten a bunch of drops. I was like, what are you on about? Looks like some ugly shit I don't care about, to be honest, but... yeah, I don't really think I want to sink a format into this right now. Particularly because if I did sink a format into it, I would probably want to put in a V, which I guess if I put a V in, Organ Shatter, Berserker Fury, there's plenty of things that would go into that slot, even if I didn't have Blood Rush in. But these are relatively cheap mods, all things considered. So it'd be better if I could slot it in instead of that slot. It's like, get out of here. Yeah, and then we could, if that was a V, we could fit that in, no problem. And even better, I could put in Northwind instead. Do I want to sink a format into this? Even worse, do I want to sink a format into a slot that already has a polarity? I think I do. Because I think Blood Rush would make this distinctly better. Let's just do a normal forma. It is extremely tempting to put an Omni forma on it. These are, if I remember correctly, these are really expensive though. Whereas I have tons of normal forma. Okay. Yes, it'll be unranked. That's fine. What did it remove? It was a 9 cost mod. I think. It was crit, wasn't it? Was it Gladiator Might? Maybe. Also, I thought this was higher. I thought it was like 72 or something. I think I had a Gladiator Might in there. Whoa. Because, yeah, I got an Organ Shatter. Alright, let's see how badly this performs. We should have a lot more crit chance overall. Although, obviously, this needs to be a better mod later, but... Alright, anyway. Leveling. Need to do some leveling. In ages past, people used to level in ESO when possible, and Hydron when not. Yeah, let's do some ESO. These are obviously lower level enemies than what we were encountering before. So how it performs here is going to have no real bearing on, or no real similarity to how it performed before. Also, I'm pretty sure we have a, what are you gonna call it? Oh, what is the name of that Warframe? Banshee. Which means we're getting even more massive multipliers. Yeah, they're below us. And yeah, even with reduced speed, we're still... Our melee speed is so fast, it's nuts.
I trust you will be able to complete this study, Hunter?
Of course, post-migration. Why would people stay past the first round of ESO? Holy shit. What has happened to good old ESO? Get some energy so I can even do anything. Energy? Anyone have some energy? Draining away faster than I can get it. Okay, there we go. Now we got damage. I really should have the Nully Popper for this. That's my super fast firing kick gun that I used to use for, well, popping nullifiers. Ew, don't fall in the pit. Okay, well, we fall in the pit. Continue. I like infested enemies, they're easy. Or at least they used to be easy. Because they don't have any armor or anything, so they're just giant piles of HP. Which means viral is the correct option. And slash even more so. So technically, if you have a setup like this, you want to have a pistol that's doing corrosive and a melee weapon that's doing viral, or vice versa. So you can proc both on an enemy if it's particularly tough. Which is why, like, I'm pretty sure that's why my Cronin Prime build was going so nuts against really strong enemies. If I stopped and gave him a second or two to... Yeah, we're hitting tons of red crits. I'm pretty sure this was a solid improvement for the build we had. Anyway, look at all them red crits. But anyway, when we ran into an enemy that was too tough to just murder easily, you had to give it a round of applause from the Kuba Brock and then just murder it. I'm pretty sure that's because of the procs from that.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed.
Pretty sure it's the procs from that was comboing with the procs from the melee weapon to make him even deadlier, basically. I think we're going to be abandoned again. Yep, host migration. Damn it. Man, people just do not want to... play ESL for more than a round or two anymore. This melee weapon's not nearly as good as her built-in one. There we go, now we have enough energy. I wonder what kinds of interesting combos you could make with a helmet ability. And what you'd want to replace. You might want to replace her 1. Or her 3. I'm not sure. I have to look at what those abilities do again. The 1 just is the pull. And that would definitely help the group enemies somewhat. If you were taking any time to slow down and want to do that. Maybe some kind of survivability ability. I'm not sure what the options are nowadays for helmet abilities. we're not going to go through this time.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast. Hunter,
All right.
the sanctuary will go on without you.
It's really weird that everybody keeps bailing so early from ESO. It's not like it's insanely hard to just keep going. Anyway. Did we finish leveling that? Yes, we did. We maxed the talons again. Okay. So I need to apply another forma if I actually want to put in a maxed gladiator might. Which would mean yet another V forma. I mean, this thing already has 3 V slots. That's kind of insane. Is it worth another one? Quite possibly not. Let's see. Yeah, let me look at this thing. What do I have built on this? Corrosive and radiation. Yeah, okay.
Stand by
So
while
this
I
thing procs
analyze the
corrosive.
intelligence profiles of the Grineer.
Which means you drop your enemy, you drop how much armor the enemy has,
Did the operator enjoy this witticism?
and then the actual
Ready to kick.
main weapon is proccing viral, which increases damage to health. And if you proc enough corrosive, I believe it just straight up strips armor. Or at least it used to. Actually, it might not strip anymore, because if we go back and look at it, it says it removes up to 80% of the target's armor value. So apparently it doesn't completely strip armor anymore. Which is interesting. Okay. I don't think I need the sacrificial steel. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get what do y'all call it? Also, what other gladiator mobs do I have? Okay, none of them I actually care about. But that could get us an extra 30% crit chance per combo multiplier if I needed more attack speed or something, which I don't. We're just using this because crit damage. I don't think I have anything better for crit damage. Unless there's something new, but nothing that I have, yeah. So that drops our crit chance by 50%. But with the blood rush into the mix, we can get over 10x critical or combo multiplier pretty quickly. And that will tie in. Give us a ton of crit damage, and we'll be hitting massive red crits. Alright, let's take this back into the steel path and see how effective it feels.
The art of combat must be practiced.
Man, I remember
Truly master the canvas of war.
before steel path was added, it's like we have plus 80% crit already. Make that plus 120% crit already. Yeah.
Fighting. As long as the enemy is here, this tower is useless to us.
Anyway, before steel path was added, to get this level of enemies, you would have had to go for
Focused. There's a
probably
heavy
over an hour.
approaching.
That thing went down quickly. Yeah, we're wrecking heavy units pretty hard. And I haven't even had to get the pistol involved. Okay.
Enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Yeah, I think we improved the build. I don't know if it'd be an improvement in all circumstances, but definitely for here it seems like it is. Okay.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Ribbon sliver, bunch of argon crystals again. Alright. We need to farm out a Warframe. There's some kind of progression guide for this doesn't seem useful. Okay. Just some kind of place where I can see a list of all the Warframes and more or less what order you should get them in, so I can start from the beginning. And there doesn't seem to be anything particularly amazing if that jumps immediately at me, which means I'll probably have to research it later. Okay, like those are obvious.
What Orders reminds the
Okay.
operator to take time for themselves.
That's a new Warframe I haven't heard of.
Pressure creates diamonds, yes, but it also creates rubble.
Damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Go away. There. Helps if I remember that's the name of something. Okay, how in the hell do I farm you? Rotation C, mirror defense, time to pass Mars. Okay. It's a 6% chance. Okay.
Mushrooms. Some can kill you. Others make a great salad.
Or they can be purchased using crystals.
They can spread your mind out until
Okay.
you're not sure where you end.
350 of each fragment type.
But
All
not
right.
everyone respects
That seems
their local
nuts.
fungi.
I did a little tiny bit of this defense mission earlier and did not get anywhere close to that many fragments, let's put it that way.
So he can build his palace of prosperity.
That would require
If you ask
hundreds of rotations.
someone needs
Um,
to head down there to show Neff where to shove his
How do the rotations for defense work again? I don't remember. It's like you get a rotation A, rotation A, rotation B, rotation C, or something like that. Maybe. Where in the hell is it mentioned defense missions? Endless missions. Okay, here we go. A, B, C, then repeat. Okay. That's what I thought. So we want something good for defense missions. And we're going to need to farm a bunch of C rotations. Valkyr is probably not going to be so good for this. Mesa might be, though. I'd really like to use Korra, but I don't have a good Korra build at the moment. So let's just rock Mesa. What am I running on my regulators? There's a corrosive build currently. Let's switch it to radiation, because I think radiation does better against Corpus. Crit chance, critical damage, multi-shot. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's see if we can farm anything useful out. It is Steel Path, which means it's going to be harder than it would otherwise have to be, but non-Steel Path is honestly a little bit boring.
Tenno, you're here to defend something that defies my own understanding of the Void. These crystals need you. Stop the Grenier and Corpus.
Okay, we're getting people joining actually.
Warframe made crystal caskets. Caskets for who? They'll reckon mighty good genes they have, yes. Genes for the true men. Smash the crystals. Take the team through the side.
Oh. Well, that's great. I'm an idiot. Avoid the explosions.
Critical mass of citrine remnants will create a prismatic void to these crystals.
Also need to pop my 3.
Balric and Rania's crystals.
Allow me to optimize your combat strategy.
Okay, there's definitely some... weird shit going on in this mission.
Corpus forces are mounting an assault on the Venus crystal. Stop them.
There we go. It's kind of a cool but weird transition. I probably should have kept corrosive because I forgot this is both Corpus and...
Rania, lovers whose guardian Warframe tried to save them by encasing them in her crystal. It is their remains and the connection forged between them that you are protecting.
Until we meet again.
Okay. I see. By collecting those things, you get the fragments. So it's probably not worth collecting those unless you actually intend to. Oh, I do have the extra Hildern ability on this, don't I? Which I can use to get myself tons of overshields. I keep forgetting that I have that. Come on. Why do people join and then leave in the first wave? At least the wasn't the hero, Mark the host. Okay. Well, are they gonna get over here?
Balric the Bold Grania the Clever unleashed the infection on Deimos forever. Never like that line. Garbage ride.
Oh, what kind of damage were we doing there? Unfortunately, it took a while to get it out. Yeah, I really should have kept corrosive on this. If it was just Corpus, then we'd probably be better off with the radiation, but so the reason I keep recasting my 4 is because the radius of the guns gets really small over time. And by recasting it, it makes it larger again. Which does reduce my DPS, but it also makes it a lot easier to hit things. I do love Mesa.
His forces have regrouped. Go. These crystals formed on Deimos ages ago. Now they are being exploited by smugglers. Belric and Rani use their fighting.
Where's Misery at? There it is. Guarantee we get to the end and look at the kill counts, and I will be massively in the lead. Using the aimbot frame. Honestly, even if I wasn't using the aimbot frame, grab some loot here real quick. Oh, come on, you pussies. Well, I'm staying, because I need a rotation C, so... I got a blueprint for something that I don't have. I don't think.
One more trip through the tunnel of love, Tenno.
I probably should leave. But damn it, I'm gonna stay until I get a C rotation.
Getting tired, Tenno? Getting sleepy? Well, I can go all day and all night. Watch me.
I like how much damage the crystal's taking. I wish I had a Gara for this. Yeah, that crystal's getting real low. We're gonna lose, yep. Yeah, I need an actual defensive frame if I'm gonna do that. That or I need people who stay. Which apparently is not allowed anymore. I mean, it used to always be a problem with people leaving early back in when I used to play a lot. But holy shit. Not like that. Alright, let's swap back to the corrosive. We could go with a viral build. But I think corrosive would be a little better. And then I don't think there's any need to do anything to my... Yeah. There's no reason to build range on the mace, I don't think. Pillage would be nice to have more range on, but also it doesn't need it. Yeah, anyway. This one's more duration, a little less efficiency, less strength. Like, what do we got going on here? This is adaptation, okay. This also has adaptation. This one also has adaptation. Man, I remember when adaptation came out, it completely warped the entire game.
Me too.
Because you take a little bit of damage and all of a sudden you are just beef. Drains energy to stop lethal damage, 240% efficiency. Quick thinking is... Does this have quick thinking too? No, this actually doesn't have quick thinking. Really. This is more duration, a little more range, a lot less strength. Okay. We probably technically don't need... We do have Vigorous Swap. Which, if I remember correctly, Vigorous Swap does kick in for when you're using her, swapping in out of her 4. So it's actually probably quite good. Yeah, so this gives a lot more duration for less efficiency and strength. I don't think that's a good trade-off. This would let you keep a slightly larger field of view with the Peacemakers, which I think is what the range is doing on her 4. Like, this drops your health tremendously. Like, we technically probably don't need the streamline. What would I bring instead? Remember correctly, duration feeds into the actual drain per second on this frame. So that's at 4. That's at 3. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, there's no reason to play Steel Path for trying to get that item, so it's probably better just to not go in Steel Path, and maybe we'll find people there who actually want to play instead of people who want to leave at the first round. What would I use for defense then? I don't really have a good defense build. Like, normally my Korra would be who I'd use, but obviously since stat 6 are broken, I need to redo my Korra build. And since I have a Korra Prime, I'm not going to waste any more Forma on this Korra until the Korra Prime is hauled out and ready to go. So what do we want to run? Same for like the Gara. I need to get a Gara Prime going. Basically, any of these Warframes, if they're not Prime, I really don't want to touch them because I want to wait until I have a Prime version to work with. We haven't really used Rhino. Rhino's not that great for defense either. I want somebody who can AoE an area. And alright, you know what? Let's take... Also, like, if I figured the other people would be there to do nuking, I'd bring my Spiva, but my Spiva is broken because they changed the way that works. It used to be the lower your strength, the faster things went with Spiva, and now apparently high strength is needed for both speed and slow. So Spiva is completely broken. Not even sure what's going on with my Equinox. Let's take Banshee. I do like my absolutely hideously colored Banshee. Like, that is a really ugly color. Alright, it didn't get marked off because we, quote, failed, end quote, the mission. Damn it. Gold School and Bring Frost? I don't even know if I have a good Frost. I never really liked Frost either. And you don't want to slow enemies down, you want to kill enemies. The faster you kill them, the better. Which means sometimes you actually want enemies to be faster, which is why Spiva existed as a thing. Oh, the gold protected. Yeah, you could protect the objective somewhat with that, but on non-steel path, protecting the objective isn't that big of a deal. Enemies can't do shit on this difficulty anyway. Hopefully the people who are here are actually here to farm. Also, I don't know why I'm bothering to use Hildren's ability. Like, I have Hildren's shield stealing ability on this Banshee as a survivability ability. Give me tons of overshields. But it's really not needed at these levels.
Get through that void tunnel.
I didn't quite want to go that far, but anyway.
Do you know the story of Belric and Rania? Lovers whose guardian Warframe tried to save them by encasing them in her crystal. It is their remains, and the connection forged between them that you are protecting.
Yeah, this Kuva Nukor, I don't think there's anything terribly special about it. As far as Kuva Nukors go. If I remember correctly, the Kuva weapons have some random stats associated with them or something. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've considered any of this. But anyway. Yeah, I don't even remember how Kula Liches work anymore. Except there was some bullshit involved with trying to figure out what mod you need to use to kill them or something. Some special mods that you got out of these special relics. Had to go in your Parazon or something like that. But as for how you actually got a Kula Lich and all that shit, who knows? Whatever memories I had on the topic are long departed. I have some, what I'm pretty sure were pretty okay, at least at the time, Kula weapons. And that's about it. Obviously, when they first came out, I farmed it and got some stuff. And okay, everybody's staying for at least once. Hell yeah.
Trip through the tunnel of love, Tenno.
Yeah, unlike the last group we had, these guys actually act like they want to be here and know what they're doing.
Getting tired, Tenno? Getting sleepy? Well, I can go all day and all night.
We're getting those crystals like 5 or so at a time. And we need like hundreds, if not thousands of them to unlock a single piece of this Warframe we're farming. I'm pretty sure trying to unlock the Warframe using those pieces would be the absolute most ass way to do it. Although it's probably some form of dry protection. Since the chance to get each piece didn't seem that high when I saw it. Okay. Yeah, this weapon
Mounting an assault on the Venus crystal. Stop them.
is quite good with this Warframe because it gives you the AoE you need.
These crystals formed on Deimos ages ago. Now they are being exploited by smugglers. Belric and Rania deserve better than that.
Okay. Correct. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is like a timed defense instead of like normal defense mission where it spawns a certain number of enemies and you murder them all. There doesn't seem to be any real reason to try to kill things faster, except just the general principle of the thing. Oh, come on. Not that hard to hit B.
Pitter, pitter, pitter. Rodents snatch crystals from sick demos. Stashed one on Venus, stashed one on Mars. Void kiss tangled up like crystals. Tube men, smash this tunnel. Stop the rodents.
Correct. I do like this gun. It is a fun Warframe. It's about as simple as it gets in many ways. You don't have huge complicated lists of abilities to juggle or anything.
Seek out Citrine's remnants to protect Belric and Rania's crystals.
Okay. We've got all the energy in the world, and most of these are fairly weak enemies, so we can use our 4 for a bit. This build is definitely not optimized around the 4, but I've seen some pretty cool Banshee nuke builds in my time. Worm. That was kind of cool.
When extreme time emotions meet pure void energy, they can change reality, bend and break the laws of nature. Might this explain the connection between these crystals?
I hate nullifiers. They're not difficult to deal with, they're just a little bit annoying. And it feels like they've only become more annoying and more common since ages past. The new core isn't quite as good at popping them as some weapons, but yeah. This is gonna be a slow ass frame to farm, I can tell. Warframe, what happened to you? It used to be. Something like Equinox is about as worst it got. And that was not particularly bad. Oh, come on. It's not even rotation C yet. Of course. Oh well.
Tenno, the Corpus and Grineer seek to destroy two crystal formations so intertwined with void energy that a tunnel forever links them. Protect them at all costs.
Two men, try again.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with people and leaving nowadays. It's so much worse than it used to be.
Getting tired, Tenno? Getting sleepy? Well, I can go all day and all night. Watch me.
Reload the damn gun.
Lost remnants to manifest her protective power.
I don't really like this particular defensive arena, but it could be worse.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. As the enemy is eliminated, Citrine's remnants appear. The Void, manifesting her last wish to protect Belric and Rania.
Hey, knock it off. Stop flanking me, damn it.
Corpus forces have regrouped. Go.
Okay. Now,
These crystals formed on Deimos ages ago. Now they are being exploited by smugglers. Belric and Rania deserve better than that.
pile up plenty of weak spots in these guys. Stop shooting from in there, damn you. Okay. Pop those bastards. Get away from that.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Pop in. Of course. Get out of here, you. Dang shockwave moa. Okay.
We're done here.
Darn,
The
ain't
extraction
game was
team
looking
will
for.
take over from here. Time
We got an
to
XES
evacuate.
20. I guess that's nice. What's in that? I don't recognize a single one of those, I don't think. Okay. Let's swap back to Mesa.
Keep your heads down, Solarity.
And hopefully we get some assistance. But I'm not going to hold my breath because even if we do, they'll probably leave after the first wave.
Tenno, the The Corpus and Grineer seek to destroy two crystal formations so intertwined with void energy that a tunnel forever links them. Protect them at all costs.
Cold War. Warframe made crystal caskets. Caskets for who? Belric and Rania. Mighty good genes they had, yes. Genes for the true men. Smash the crystals. Take the genes. Do the science. My true men get stronger.
Okay. Dude joined and then immediately left. That sounded like a Gauss startup. Do we have a Gauss? Yeah, we do. A Gauss Prime, okay. I need to get myself one of those at some point, probably. Gauss is kind of a fun frame.
Trouble on Venus. Get through that void tunnel.
Looks like got a dude back there collecting all the pieces. That's good.
Do you know the story of Belric and Rania? Lovers whose guardian Warframe tried to save them by encasing them in her crystal. It is their remains, and the connection forged between them that you are protecting. Go around, pick up as much loot as we can.
So I'm using the Mesa's Waltz augment. That lets you walk while you're using your 4. And one reason I'm doing that is because when you move, roll, walk, however, it increases the circle that you're shooting inside of. So it's always a good idea to walk in like at least little circles or something like that. The downside to having a bigger circle is that you fire more slowly. But the upside outweighs it. Namely that you can hit enemies more easily. Oh, there's an I-10 star down here.
One on Venus. Mars. Void kiss tangled up like crystals.
Alright.
Smash this tunnel. Stop the rodents.
Just keep wiping shit out. It keeps appearing, I keep making it disappear. Welcome to Warframe. Loot all over creation. And at least part of that is my fault, because I'm doing rather widespread murder.
Forces have regrouped. Go.
Okay. Back to the tunnel.
Emotions meet pure void energy.
There
They
we
can
go.
change reality, bend and break the laws of nature. Might this explain the connection between these crystals?
But anyway, since Mesa's Waltz doesn't seem like that useful to augment on the surface, it's like, okay, great, you can move while you're in your 4. Wow, super useful. It is occasionally quite handy. Just purely for being able to reposition a little bit. Wow, there's a lot of shit back there. Pistol I'm using is a burst fire, Sicarius Prime, Sicarius Prime, however that's supposed to be pronounced. Anyway, the only reason I'm using it is because thematically I think it's cool on Mesa. It does an okay job of popping nullifiers, and that's all it has to do. Okay. Nope, don't fall, you dumbass. Yeah, good enough. Got them all but one.
Getting tired, Tenno? Getting sleepy? Well, I can go all day and all night. Watch
Oh, Mace is such a good frame. If you're really good at aiming, it's even better. If you're not good at aiming, then Mace is kind of hard to use. Which is why I'm so good with it, because I'm such an amazing aimer. And out of everything I just said there, about the only thing you can believe is that Mace is a good frame. Because you certainly don't have to aim. It's like, why would you need a Warframe aimbot? There's an aimbot Warframe. Oh well. Farming citrine? Trying to. I'm assuming that either people farm it out by getting the shards and buying the pieces instead of actually getting drops, or I'm just running into a bunch of the dumbest people I've ever encountered. Because nobody seems to want to go to Rotation C. Yeah, I'm sure it's a bad farm, but I don't have a pre-made group, so I'm just running whatever random stupid shit I decide to run, and
These crystals formed on Deimos ages ago. Now they are being exploited by smugglers. Belric and Rania deserve better than that.
it's one of the worst farms, pretty boring. Yeah, I'm starting to get that impression. Because considering that there doesn't seem to be any way to speed the waves up, the pieces only drop in rotation C. And judging by how much of the resources you get every wave, at least this way, I'm sure you'd get more if you were farming with a proper pre-made. But still. Seems like it would take a while to farm out. Like, woo, 5 whole shards. Out of what, 1,500 you need to get the full frame if you buy it? Nah. I mean, if you really want to, sure, but I don't. I just picked a frame off the list of new ones and decided to farm that one. I'm not here because I really want this particular frame or anything. I don't even know what this frame is like. Other than that, it's one I don't have. Important damage? Okay. Well, there's our first lever. Why would you leave just before rotation C? That's where all the good loot is. Like, you get shit loot, you get shit loot, you get okay loot, and then you get the good loot. That's how defense works. And according to the wiki, it hasn't changed since probably ever. Oh well. I have really noticed it seems like people leave a lot more than they used to. Like, it used to be people would stick around for rotation C with some regularity. Yeah, no matter what mission you were doing. If you're doing an endless mission, you go to rotation C and then you quit. Just how it was. Now it really doesn't feel that way. Like, yeah, people would never go much past rotation C unless you were, like, super crushing it or something, and even then, half the time people would leave anyway. Like, staying until rotation C was pretty common, because that's where all the good loot's at. Why are you doing a mission if not for loot? I mean, unless you're looking for Yeah, it's really weird. It is 10 o'clock already, so I don't know if I'm even going to go much longer yet. Depends on how long this mission drags on. I've only got like 30 more minutes left. Well. I should at least add you in game though. I am glad that my Mesa build seems to be holding up pretty solidly. Like, obviously this isn't Steel Path, but even in Steel Path, my Mesa was working pretty well. So not everything's changed. My Valkyr held up, my Mesa held up. My Inaros held up. Not that Inaros is very hard to build, best of times. Some of my weapons are still holding strong. Especially the ones that were particular favorites. Like the Cronin Prime and stuff is still solid. Another Axie relic. It's less than a 10% chance to get the part, so. How many pieces did I actually get? Okay, 95. 95. It's not as bad as I thought, really. How many total do I have now? It says 90 owned. So I'm guessing that's how many owned before. Okay. That's... It's still gonna take a while to farm out, but... Game is easy to build around any frame when you understand it. Yeah. And A lot of my understanding is probably still quite valid from the past, so I can at least know how to put together a build that's not total shit. You just gotta look at what the abilities are, figure out which abilities are most likely to be useful, and start building. And then for weapons, it's just a matter of knowing what status effects or crit or whatever you can build on a particular weapon and going for the best mix you can arrange. Let's see. What am I looking for? I'm not sure what this little diamond exclamation mark thing here is supposed to mean. There's only one for login to 1,000 days. There's no for 2,000 days. Alas.
Operator, are you enjoying the view?
That wasn't what I was looking for. Oh yeah. Add somebody. Can you do that in profile? I don't remember where you go to do that anymore. I remember there was an in-game friends list. Actually, okay, that's a good question. Where is my in-game friends list? Because there's probably some weirdos who are still on there who should probably be removed. Yeah, it's definitely not here on the profile. So, communication, there we go. Boom. Now, who the hell... Yeah, that guy doesn't play. Like, okay, sure, I put a note on this guy, say who he was. I did the Grendel quest with him and gave him a bunch of fish. Yeah, but like, who are you? Yeah, like, no.
A voice in the night, a half-remembered dream, rising to the surface of your consciousness.
That was some random... I mean, he got to level 20, or mastery rank 27. He must have been a real noob. Like, who's this? They don't even have a
Let's get to know one
note.
another.
Oh, I remember these guys. Okay, like, who's that guy? Get out of here. This is just some random kids that I ran into a bunch of times. Just at complete random. Apparently they played the same time I did and did a lot of missions I liked doing or something. I don't know. They were kind of cool, but... like, that was a long time ago. Once again, who the hell is this? Who the hell is that? Some of those names I know, but I don't remember having any memory of these people. Guy I'm holding a lich for. What? Yeah, I have no idea. This guy's a streamer who I have not watched. Started playing that god-awful Final Fantasy game. This guy used to be a big Warframe streamer. He's only MR27, because that was the max back then. So you can tell how long he's been. He's been since he played Warframe. Also, why in the hell is... oh yeah, he had to be off my friends list for something or other. I don't remember what. Anyway, screw you, buddy. I haven't watched you in years, and I'm not going to start again anyway. Guy I met in Railjack. Okay, but why did I add him to my friends list? Okay, this guy's from Bay 12. But, like, I don't hang out in Bay 12 anymore. Bay 12 is the Dwarf Fortress forums. Guy I helped a bunch when he was new. Okay, well, he logged in 135 days ago, but he only hit MR14. Noob. I don't remember how this guy got here. Okay, we'll pass Milo. Well, then why'd you leave him in your friends list? Who's this? Get out of here. Who's this? Get out of here. I think I added a lot of people back then who were like wanted to be added. And so they're like, oh, add me. So I added them and then never removed them because I was too nice to do it. Guy I gave an overextended to after ESO. Okay, but why would you add him to your friends list just because you gave him a random ass mod? Man, past Milo added way too many people to his friends list. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm not in that clan anymore. Also, that clan is ass, so get out of here. I'm sure he was a nice guy, but... The guy I was with in ESO, he sent this request. I guess he thought I was cool. Okay. Sure, get out of here. Guy who wanted and got an Ignis Wraith. Oh yeah, because he used to be in a clan that had Ignis Wraith unlocked. Yeah, screw that noise. There's some kind of weird deal with Ignis Wraith and only certain clans having it, if I remember correctly. And I used to be in a clan that had it, and so you could trade it to people and stuff. Okay, sure, whatever. Another MVBS guy, don't give a shit. That clan is pretty scummy. Well, here we have D. Pablo, who's one of the developers. He can stay. He's cool. Also, he streams sometimes. Although I don't think he streams Warframe. And I haven't watched any of his streams in literal years, so. Okay, sure. I don't hang out with Armco either. Get out of here. You don't have a note, so get out of here doubly. Oh yeah, Skyclops. I haven't watched Skyclops in years, to be honest. He's kind of cool. He's a very small streamer. Smashly started playing Anthem. I don't know what. There's another streamer that I haven't watched in literal years. MR26, so obviously they don't play Warframe much anymore. This guy wanted an Ignis Wraith from me, but he hasn't logged in for over 2,000 days, and he's only MR5, so I guess he's not getting that. Another clan dude, get out of here. Like, sure, okay, whatever. I did a relay with him once, who cares? Like, none of these people are actual friends. That guy actually has a Steam friend too, and I don't know why. Alright, anyway. Skyclops can stay because he's cool, even though he hasn't played in actual years. And Pablo can stay because he's cool as well. And then this guy's, as the note says, what a noob. That's my brother-in-law, I think. Yeah. I didn't know he even played Warframe. I guess I forgot. In any case, I guess he didn't because he's MR0. Oh, what'd you say your IGN name was? There. And let's add a note. Annoying Twitch user? No, you're not annoying. You're cool. At least what I've seen so far. I don't know. Maybe you are annoying. You just haven't showed it here. But anyway, did I have the name right? No, annoying Twitch users are the ones I have to ban. Because they... Oh, interesting. So which one of these assortment is it? 854? Okay. There we go. Oh yeah. I'm guessing the little diamond next to it means that's levels past MR30. But anyway. It is 10:22 already. So I don't think I'm actually getting anything more done tonight. We got 2+ days to either these frames are done, which means forming them and getting a proper build going is going to have to wait until probably next week. Worst part is farming 2 citrines if you want to feed the Helmuth. I think I would probably farm 1 and then wait to feed the Helmuth until a prime comes out. Speaking of which, there's probably a bunch of stuff that I should buy primes for and then feed the non-prime to the Helmuth. Like, what do I even have fed to my Helmuth? There's a thing around here somewhere where you can see the list of Warframes, or do you have to actually use the... I don't care about any invigoration. There's definitely some quest locked thing I can do there. Yeah. Like, shooting gallery seems like a terrible skill to get from Mesa. I never really liked shooting gallery. I guess there's some cool stuff you can do with it, but... yeah. There's not that many that I've actually subsumed. Loki's decoy, sure, whatever, don't care. Breach surge, desiccation's kind of junk. Empower. I don't even remember what that frame that's from. Which tells you how useful it is, in my opinion. Defy, Wukong's Defy. Sure, whatever. Some of these aren't from any particular frame. This one's from Nidus, which is actually kind of useful. Sacrifice shields to reinforce armor for a period of time. This could be good on certain frames, maybe. Hildren's Pillage is actually insanely good on some certain things. Rhino's Roars can be pretty good on some things. No one gives a shit about Resonator. Thermal Sunder, nobody gives a shit. Valkyr's Warcry is really good on certain things. I don't know if I've fed a Grendel to this thing. I don't think I have. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I haven't. Which, I assume there's probably a Grendel Prime. How much does Grendel Prime cost nowadays? Oh, that's positively cheap. Okay. I guess either he's not vaulted or he's not unvaulted for long. Yeah, not terribly long before I stopped playing, I made some poor financial decisions and bought Inaros Prime Access, because Inaros is my favorite Warframe by a mile. And so I have a ton of platinum. Also, I had a decent amount of platinum even before that from just selling shit. Everything got cheaper overall. Well, clearly before I stopped playing, I should have sold everything then. Yeah. I don't actually care about trying to... Like, I got a lot of random ass prime shit in here that's probably worth money. At least a little bit. Looks like I've got a whole Equinox Prime set. Most of an Ash Prime. A whole Atlas Prime. Oh, no, not a whole Atlas Prime, because there's no Atlas Prime blueprint. Unless that just isn't showing right now. Part of a Banshee. Most of a Chroma. Equinox. Got some Gara parts. So apparently there was a Gara Prime either before I stopped or some reason. Nightwave cred offerings. Okay. Interesting. Oh wait, no. I'm looking at the 19. I've got an Aros Prime that I got before I quit. One part of one. A Mirage Prime, most of the pieces. Like some of these primes, obviously, I farmed out. There's a Saren. Yeah, I don't see any blueprints, so it must be not showing the blueprints unless you have the parts. Did I farm Arcane Energize back in the day? I farmed part of my Arcane Energize. And then I bought the rest. Farming Arcanes from Eidolons was kind of ass. I think that's where Energize came from. Yeah, it definitely didn't cost that much back when I bought it, that's for sure. Because there was some, I remember now, there was some kind of, I had like a couple of Energizes. And then there was some kind of change and Energize went way down in price because it was way easier to acquire. I don't remember what. Like what happened to make it way cheaper. Yeah, I wonder what Arcane Energize is worth now. That is a good question. Less than 10 plat. It'll cost more than that to get a level 5, of course, but even level 5s are like 100 plat. I don't remember what I had to spend for my Arcane Energizes. It wasn't like super cheap, but it wasn't like hundreds and hundreds of platinum either. But anyway. Yeah, I remember. For some reason, Tigris Prime was super expensive, and then it was on. I think it was vaulted. It had been vaulted for a long time, and then it was unvaulted, and I was able to farm it out. That's actually kind of a cool gun. I haven't really been using guns much recently because I just like melee better. But also, I do like the big chunky shotguns. You can sort of target farm arcanes with some RNG and bunch of events giving multiple sets. Okay. Oh, here's the actual... Okay. The actual blueprints. For some reason they're there at the end after all the other... I've got full sets for Death Cube. Actually, I've got 2 full Death Cube sets. A full set for Carrier. 2 full sets of Helios. These probably aren't worth that much, but I guess it would depend if they're vaulted or not. But I don't need to sell things for money right now, so it doesn't really matter. I probably need to look around at some build guides and stuff to figure out what the current new hotness and mods are, so I can get a list of what mods I need to go get. Because like I have most of the best mods that were available back when I was still playing, including pretty much all the primes and stuff like that, or at least the ones that mattered. But obviously I'm sure there's prime versions of things that didn't have primes back then, or just straight up new mods. For example, like when an adaptation was added, that just completely warped building on everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some mod like that that was around. Some critical, incredibly important one that I don't have yet. And of course there's whatever mods and weapons and stuff are rewarded from quests that I haven't done. Speaking of which, I need to actually do those. I was going to do the quest today, and then we just didn't. We did other shit instead. Yeah, there's no Warframe quests to do. Okay. So it's just side quests, of which there's like one. And main quests, of which there's a bunch. Quests are fun. I like them. That's part of why I kind of decided to come back and play more Warframe, because I wanted to do the quests that haven't gotten done. Oh well. That sounds like a future Milo problem. Yeah. I might play a few missions off stream. Get some Nightwave stuff done or something. But next week, I think we're going to play Warframe for the midweek game for a while. Because I'm not bored yet. And I want to make some progression. But I'm also not really feeling like I'm in an incredible racing hurry either. So just play a little bit of Warframe every week and maybe a little bit off stream here and there. And buy a couple primes. See if I can get my mastery rank up a little bit. Not that it really matters. But anyway. I highly doubt that I will continue playing long enough to get fully caught back up, but you never know. And plus there has to be some room for RuneScape in there somewhere. Tomorrow is Thursday already. Time flies when you're having fun, apparently. And that means some Zoo Tycoon. Friday, we have some EDF. And then Saturday and Sunday. Damn it, what are we doing for weekends right now? Get back here. There we go. Sniper Elite. That's what we're doing. Yeah. More incredibly slow progression through Sniper Elite 5. And then Monday, we have some Crab Champions. And the next Tuesday and Wednesday, more Warframe. I might sit down and make a list of all the Warframes and how to farm them, you know, the ones I don't have. And then we might pick one and go farm it, one that we could actually get done in a reasonable amount of time. Without having to get a dedicated group together. And then that or do some quests. I definitely have everything I would need to do the quests, I'm quite sure. Usually their combat's not that difficult in the quests. But anyway. Oh, let's see. Who's doing what tonight? It looks like Abby is playing Iron Nest. Okay. And Noms is playing Elder Scrolls. Oh, it looks like they're playing multiplayer Iron Nest. I didn't know Iron Nest had a multiplayer. Interesting. Let's go raid Abby. Iron Nest looks cool. I'm not sure if I would ever actually have the time to play it, though. It's one of those games that, I don't know. It could either be extremely fun or it might be real kind of boring. And I don't think there'd be any room in between. In any case, hopefully I see you all back here tomorrow for more Zoo Tycoon shenaniganry. And I will see you all later. Good night. And goodbye.